Imagine taking turmeric every single day, believing you're fighting inflammation, protecting your joints, calming pain, and healing your body from the inside out, but in reality, you're getting almost nothing from it. Not because turmeric doesn't work, but because you're taking it the wrong way. And today I'm going to show you the one simple thing you can add to turmeric that can dramatically increase its power, help it work faster, and support your body's natural anti-inflammatory response. And no, it's not black pepper. Stay with me, because this one small change could completely transform how turmeric works in your body. Now let's get something very clear right from the start. Turmeric is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory compounds ever studied. Curcumin, the active compound inside turmeric, has been shown to support joint health, reduce chronic inflammation, protect the brain, improve digestion, support heart health, and even help regulate blood sugar. But here's the problem most people don't realize. Curcumin is extremely difficult for the body to absorb. In fact, if you take turmeric the way most people do, your body absorbs less than 1% of it. That means more than 99% of what you're taking is being wasted. For years, everyone has been told the same thing. Just add black pepper. And yes, black pepper contains piperine, which does increase absorption to some degree. But what most people don't know, and what Dr. Mandell has explained repeatedly, is that black pepper is not always the best option. And for many people, it can actually irritate the stomach, increase acid reflux, and trigger digestive discomfort, especially in seniors or people with sensitive digestion. So if black pepper isn't the secret weapon, what is? The real key to unlocking turmeric's power lies in something much more natural, gentler, and more biologically effective, healthy fat. Turmeric is fat soluble. That means curcumin dissolves in fat, not water. If there is no fat present, your body simply cannot transport curcumin into the bloodstream efficiently. Think of curcumin like a passenger that needs a vehicle. Without fat, it has no ride. When you combine turmeric with a healthy fat, you dramatically improve its bioavailability. We're talking about a difference your body can actually feel. Less stiffness in the morning, reduced joint pain, better mobility, calmer digestion, more consistent energy, and the best part is this doesn't require supplements, complicated protocols, or expensive products. One of the most effective and simplest fats you can use is extra virgin olive oil. Just a small amount, even half a teaspoon, mixed with turmeric can make a powerful difference. Olive oil doesn't just help absorption, it also has its own anti-inflammatory compounds that work synergistically with curcumin. That means they support each other, amplifying the overall effect inside your body. Another excellent option is coconut oil. Coconut oil contains medium-chain triglycerides that are rapidly absorbed and transported directly to the liver, helping carry curcumin exactly where it needs to go. This combination can be especially helpful for people dealing with joint inflammation, metabolic inflammation, or brain fog. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Heat, gentle heat. Curcumin becomes more bioavailable when it's lightly warmed. This is one reason traditional cultures have used turmeric in cooked dishes for thousands of years. When you gently heat turmeric with a healthy fat, you are activating its potential in a way capsules simply cannot replicate. This is why a warm turmeric drink can be so powerful. Not boiling, not scorching, just warm enough to activate the compounds. When turmeric is heated slowly with fat, it becomes easier for the digestive system to process and absorb. This is something Dr. Mandell has emphasized. The body responds better when nutrients are presented in a form it recognizes. Now let's talk about another powerful addition, ginger. Ginger and turmeric together form one of the strongest natural anti-inflammatory combinations known. Ginger helps stimulate digestion, reduce bloating, improve circulation, and enhance the movement of compounds through the gut. When ginger is combined with turmeric and a healthy fat, the result is faster action and more noticeable relief. People often say turmeric takes too long to work. In reality, it's not working slowly. It's barely working at all because it's not being absorbed. When you fix the absorption problem, turmeric suddenly feels different. You may notice reduced stiffness within days instead of weeks. Your joints may feel looser. Your digestion may feel calmer. Your body feels less inflamed overall. Another powerful yet gentle addition is raw honey. Honey doesn't just improve taste, it helps soothe the digestive tract and supports better nutrient uptake. Raw honey also has its own antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. When used in small amounts, it can make turmeric easier on the stomach and more pleasant to take consistently. Consistency is key. Turmeric works best when taken regularly, not sporadically. But consistency only matters if your body can actually use what you're taking. That's why changing how you take turmeric is far more important than increasing the dose. Now let's clear up another major misconception. More turmeric does not mean better results. Taking massive amounts without proper absorption only stresses the digestive system and wastes the compound. A smaller amount taken correctly is far more effective than large doses taken incorrectly. For people over 40, 50, and especially 60, inflammation becomes a silent enemy. It builds slowly, quietly, affecting joints, muscles, arteries, and even the brain. Chronic inflammation is linked to arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, memory decline, and persistent pain. Turmeric, when used properly, helps calm that internal fire instead of masking symptoms. This is not about quick fixes or miracle cures. This is about working with your body's biology. When you respect how nutrients are absorbed and used, you get better results with less effort. Now imagine this. Instead of popping a capsule and hoping for the best, you take turmeric in a warm form, combined with a healthy fat, supported by ginger, and made gentle with honey. Suddenly, turmeric is no longer just another supplement. It becomes a functional tool that your body recognizes and responds to. People often ask, when should I take turmeric? The best time is when your digestion is active. Taking it with or after a meal that contains fat is ideal. This further improves absorption and reduces any chance of stomach discomfort. If you're dealing with joint pain, stiffness, or inflammation, taking turmeric earlier in the day can help support mobility throughout the day. If you struggle with nighttime stiffness or inflammatory discomfort, taking it in the evening can support overnight recovery. Now let's talk about something very important, patience combined with correctness. Turmeric is not a painkiller. It doesn't numb symptoms. It works by addressing inflammation at the cellular level. When taken correctly, you may feel subtle improvements first, less morning stiffness, better movement, calmer digestion. These small changes add up over time. Mandell often reminds people that healing is not about forcing the body. It's about supporting it. When you give the body what it needs in the right form, it does the rest. One more thing many people overlook is quality. Use real turmeric, not artificially colored powders. If you're using fresh turmeric root, even better, fresh turmeric combined with fat and gentle heat is incredibly powerful. And please remember, turmeric is not meant to replace medical treatment. It is meant to support the body naturally. If you are on medications or have medical conditions, always be mindful and informed. But for millions of people dealing with daily inflammation, stiffness and discomfort, correcting how you take turmeric can be a game changer. So let me ask you something. Are you willing to change one small thing to get dramatically better results? Because that's all this takes. Not more supplements, not expensive formulas. Just understanding how your body works. If you've been taking turmeric and feeling nothing, this is likely why. And if you've never tried turmeric because it didn't work before, now you know it wasn't the turmeric, it was the method. Try this approach consistently. Give your body time. Pay attention to how you feel. Many people are shocked at how different turmeric feels when taken the right way. If this video helped you understand turmeric on a deeper level, make sure you support the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing this with someone who struggles with inflammation or joint pain. Small knowledge changes create big health shifts. And remember, healing doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing things correctly. And this is where most people completely miss the real power of turmeric, because it's not just what you take, it's when you take it and how your body's internal clock decides whether that turmeric will be used for healing or quietly flushed away without doing much of anything. Your body runs on rhythms, natural cycles that control hormones, digestion, enzyme release, liver detoxification, inflammation levels, and even how sensitive your cells are to nutrients. This is called your circadian rhythm, and it influences turmeric more than most people realize. From the moment you wake up, your body shifts into a very specific mode. Cortisol rises naturally to help you feel alert. Blood sugar regulation changes, digestive enzymes begin to activate, and your liver starts processing waste from the night before. During these morning hours, your body is primed for movement, energy production, and nutrient utilization. When turmeric is taken at the right time during this window, especially with food, it can support inflammation control throughout the entire day. But when taken at the wrong time, even the best turmeric combination may feel weak or inconsistent. Digestive enzyme activity is one of the most important factors here. Enzymes are proteins that break down food and help nutrients cross the intestinal barrier. In the morning and early afternoon, digestive enzyme output is higher. This means your body is better prepared to process complex compounds like curcumin. As the day progresses into late evening, enzyme production slows down. This is why heavy meals at night often cause bloating, reflux, or discomfort. The same concept applies to supplements and natural compounds. When people take turmeric late at night on an empty stomach, expecting it to calm inflammation while they sleep, they often don't realize their digestive system is already shifting into rest mode. The gut becomes less active, bile release slows, and nutrient absorption efficiency drops. This doesn't mean turmeric can't be helpful in the evening, but it does mean the form, timing, and combination matter even more. Bile plays a critical role here. Curcumin needs bile to be absorbed effectively. Bile is released by the gallbladder in response to fat and food intake. During the day, especially earlier hours, bile flow is more responsive. At night, bile release becomes less predictable. This is one reason turmeric taken with a daytime meal that includes healthy fat often feels more effective than turmeric taken alone before bed. Circadian rhythm also affects inflammation itself. Inflammatory markers in the body fluctuate throughout the day. Many people experience more stiffness and pain in the morning because inflammatory cytokines increase overnight. Others feel worse in the evening after a full day of physical stress. Understanding your own pattern helps determine when turmeric will be most supportive. For morning stiffness, Turmeric taken earlier in the day can help modulate inflammation before it builds up. For people who feel inflammation worsen in the evening, taking turmeric with dinner, combined with healthy fat and gentle warmth, may support overnight recovery. The key is alignment, not rigid rules. Another overlooked factor is insulin sensitivity. Your body handles nutrients differently depending on the time of day. Insulin sensitivity is higher earlier in the day, meaning nutrients are more easily transported into cells. As insulin sensitivity declines later in the day, nutrient delivery becomes less efficient. This affects how curcumin is utilized at the cellular level. When turmeric is taken during a period of higher insulin sensitivity, its anti-inflammatory signals are more likely to reach target tissues. Digestive motility also follows a rhythm. The movement of food through the digestive tract slows at night. This can increase the chance of irritation or discomfort when taking concentrated compounds late in the evening. People with sensitive digestion often report better tolerance when turmeric is taken earlier rather than late. Sleep itself plays a role. Deep sleep is when the body repairs tissue, balances hormones, and clears metabolic waste through the glymphatic system in the brain. Chronic inflammation disrupts sleep, and poor sleep increases inflammation. When turmeric timing supports sleep rather than interferes with digestion, it indirectly enhances its own effectiveness. This is why taking turmeric too close to bedtime, especially without food, may backfire for some people. Now let's talk about consistency within rhythm. Taking turmeric at random times each day sends mixed signals to the body, but taking it consistently at the same time helps the body anticipate and utilize it more effectively. The gut, liver, and metabolic pathways adapt to patterns. When turmeric becomes part of a routine aligned with meals and daily activity, its effects become more noticeable and stable. This is especially important for seniors. As we age, digestive efficiency naturally declines, enzyme production decreases, stomach acid levels drop, and bile flow becomes less robust. This makes timing even more critical. A well-timed turmeric routine can compensate for age-related absorption challenges without increasing dosage. Another layer to consider is physical activity. Movement increases circulation, lymphatic flow, and nutrient delivery. Taking turmeric before or after light physical activity can enhance distribution throughout the body. This doesn't mean intense exercise is required. Even walking improves circulation enough to help compounds like curcumin reach inflamed tissue. Stress levels also follow circadian patterns. Chronic stress elevates cortisol and disrupts digestion. Taking turmeric during periods of high stress may reduce its effectiveness because blood flow is diverted away from the gut. Choosing calmer times of day, such as after a relaxed meal, improves outcomes. Gut microbiota plays a role too. Your gut bacteria help metabolize and activate many plant compounds. The microbiome itself follows daily rhythms. Eating and supplement timing influences which bacteria are active and how they interact with compounds like turmeric. Supporting gut health through regular meals and consistent routines improves turmeric's long-term benefits. Many people jump from one supplement to another thinking nothing works. In reality, the body is overwhelmed and confused by irregular timing, inconsistent intake, and poor absorption conditions. When turmeric is introduced thoughtfully, aligned with the body's natural cycles, it stops feeling like just another supplement and starts acting like a signal that the body understands. This is why traditional systems never separated herbs from daily life. Turmeric was consumed with meals, during active hours, and as part of warming foods. Modern habits often strip these compounds of context and blame them when results are weak. Even hydration levels matter. Dehydration slows digestion and circulation. Taking turmeric when properly hydrated supports better distribution. This is another reason morning or early afternoon use often feels better. Medications can also influence timing. Some medications slow digestion or alter bile flow. Being aware of how turmeric fits into your personal schedule makes a significant difference. Spacing it appropriately allows the body to process both without interference. The liver deserves special mention. The liver follows a daily detox rhythm, becoming more active at night. Supporting the liver earlier in the day helps reduce inflammatory burden before nighttime repair begins. Turmeric taken earlier can ease the load, allowing the body to focus on repair during sleep rather than fighting inflammation. People often ask how long turmeric takes to work. The honest answer depends on timing, rhythm, and consistency. When these are aligned, results appear faster and feel more stable. When they are ignored, even high-quality turmeric feels disappointing. This is not about perfection, it's about awareness. Small adjustments in timing create noticeable differences in how the body responds. Instead of forcing more turmeric into the system, you allow the body to welcome it. The body is intelligent. It responds best when supported, not rushed. Turmeric is a messenger, not a drug. It needs the right conditions to speak clearly to your cells. Once you understand this, you stop asking whether turmeric works and start asking whether you are working with your body or against it. And when you align turmeric with your circadian rhythm, digestive enzyme activity, and daily patterns, inflammation no longer feels like an unstoppable force, but something the body can gradually calm and regulate from within. And once you understand timing and rhythm, the next layer that completely changes how turmeric behaves in the body is something most people never even consider: And that is the difference between synthetic curcumin extracts and whole turmeric working together as nature intended. This is where a lot of confusion, disappointment, and mixed results come from. Because on paper, isolated curcumin looks powerful, concentrated, and impressive, but the human body does not always respond best to isolated chemistry. Whole turmeric is not just curcumin. It contains hundreds of natural compounds that exist together for a reason. These compounds include volatile oils, turmerones, polysaccharides, and other curcuminoids that quietly influence how curcumin is absorbed, transported, tolerated, and used by the body. When turmeric is consumed in its whole form, these compounds act like a support team, guiding curcumin through digestion, calming irritation, and helping cells respond appropriately. Synthetic curcumin extracts strip away this natural context. They focus almost entirely on one compound, often pushing extremely high concentrations that the body does not naturally encounter. This can overwhelm digestion, stress the liver, and in some people cause nausea, cramping, or headaches. When the body senses an unnaturally high dose of an isolated compound, it often treats it like a foreign substance rather than a supportive nutrient. This is why some people say turmeric upsets their stomach or makes them feel off. In many cases, it's not turmeric at all. It's the isolated extract taken without its natural partners. Whole turmeric works more gently, more intelligently, and more consistently because it speaks the body's language. Synergy is the key word here. In nature, compounds rarely work alone. They amplify, balance, and regulate each other. The turmerones in whole turmeric help stimulate bile flow, which improves fat digestion and curcumin absorption. Other compounds help protect the gut lining, reducing irritation and improving tolerance. Some compounds even influence how curcumin interacts with inflammatory pathways, making the response smoother and more sustainable. Synthetic extracts often rely on force rather than cooperation. They attempt to override absorption limitations by sheer concentration. This may look effective short-term, but it does not always support long-term balance. The body prefers signals, not pressure. Another overlooked aspect is metabolism. Curcumin is rapidly broken down in the liver. Whole turmeric contains compounds that slow this breakdown just enough to allow curcumin to circulate longer. Synthetic curcumin lacks these natural modulators, so the body often clears it quickly, reducing its effective window. This is why many people take high-dose curcumin supplements and feel nothing. The compound enters, triggers detox pathways, and exits before it can do meaningful work. With whole turmeric, the process is slower, steadier, and more compatible with human physiology. Gut interaction is another major difference. Whole turmeric feeds beneficial gut bacteria. These bacteria help convert curcumin into metabolites that are easier to absorb and use. Synthetic curcumin does not provide this support. Over time, whole turmeric improves the gut environment, making future doses more effective. This creates a cumulative benefit that isolated extracts simply cannot replicate. This also explains why turmeric taken as part of food traditions has been effective for centuries. These cultures did not isolate curcumin. They respected the whole root, used it consistently, and paired it with fats, heat, and supportive spices. The results were gradual but profound. When you consume turmeric in its whole form, the body recognizes it as food, not medication. This distinction matters. Food-based compounds integrate into metabolic processes more smoothly. They do not trigger defensive responses or rapid clearance. Another issue with synthetic extracts is variability. Many supplements claim standardized curcumin percentages, but the quality, purity, and stability can vary widely. Some extracts degrade quickly, others oxidize, and some contain fillers that interfere with absorption. Whole turmeric, when sourced properly, is far more stable and predictable. There is also the issue of balance. Inflammation is not the enemy. It is a necessary response to injury and stress. The goal is regulation, not elimination. Whole turmeric supports this balance by modulating inflammatory pathways rather than shutting them down aggressively. Synthetic extracts may blunt inflammation too strongly in some contexts, leading to rebound effects or interference with healing processes. This is particularly important for active individuals and older adults. Recovery depends on controlled inflammation. Whole turmeric supports recovery without disrupting natural repair signals. Tolerance builds differently as well. People who take isolated curcumin often need higher doses over time to feel effects. With whole turmeric, the body adapts positively, becoming more efficient at using it. This reduces the need for escalation. Another point rarely discussed is mineral interaction. Whole turmeric contains trace minerals that support enzyme function. These enzymes are involved in detoxification and inflammation control. Synthetic curcumin lacks these cofactors, placing more demand on the body's existing reserves. The sensory experience matters too. Taste, smell, and warmth stimulate digestive responses. Whole turmeric activates saliva, stomach acid, and bile release simply through sensory cues. Capsules bypass these signals entirely. This is one reason warm turmeric preparations feel more effective than pills. People often chase potency without understanding context. Potency without balance creates strain. Balance creates sustainability. Whole turmeric offers sustained support rather than spikes and crashes. This doesn't mean all extracts are useless. It means they require much more precision, caution, and individual tailoring. For most people seeking daily inflammation support, whole turmeric is the wiser foundation. Consistency again becomes easier with whole turmeric. It integrates into daily routines without discomfort. You are more likely to continue something that feels gentle and nourishing rather than harsh and demanding. This approach also reduces fear. Many people stop supplements because they worry about side effects. Whole turmeric, when used properly, feels safe and familiar. When you look at health through this lens, you realize that the question is not how strong a compound is, but how well it fits into the body's natural systems. Turmeric works best when it is respected as a complex, intelligent plant, not reduced to a single isolated molecule. This understanding changes how you choose products, prepare foods, and set expectations. You stop looking for instant dramatic effects and start noticing steady improvements that last. Inflammation did not appear overnight. It does not disappear overnight either. Whole turmeric supports the body's ability to restore balance gradually without forcing outcomes. When people say turmeric didn't work for them, it is often because they never gave the body the full conversation. Only a fragment of it. Whole turmeric speaks in complete sentences. Synthetic extracts shout single words. And when the body hears a message it understands, it responds with cooperation rather than resistance.